আসসালামু আলাইকুম ATN বাংলা ইউকের এখনকার আয়োজন এডুকেশন আওয়ারে আপনাদেরকে স্বাগত। আমি সিরাজুল বাসির চৌধুরী আপনাদেরকে শুভেচ্ছা জানাচ্ছি। আমরা চলে আসলাম আমাদের আজকের টপিক নিয়ে কথা বলার জন্য। আমাদের আজকের টপিক অনলাইন টিচিং অ্যান্ড লার্নিং। All of you know, parents, guardians, carers, students, those that are watching program tonight, Education Hour, we have been going through this lockdown. So during the lockdown, students in schools, in colleges, in universities, they are learning online. So, what is happening? We will talk about online teaching and learning today. Last 2 weeks ago, we did talk about online teaching and learning because there are many things to talk about and give advice and tips to our students, to our parents, as well as, other suggestions. So today, we have chosen this topic to talk, and I am very happy to have 3 students. They will be joining with us on Education Hour to talk about their learning. How are they learning online? And at the same time, what are they doing? Something they're doing good, very good, or excellent? Something are they missing? They will share their thoughts and ideas. Also, we'll ask them whether can they give any tips to our students, those that are watching program tonight. If you are a parent or a guardian, you can make comments, you can ask questions. We have a guest at the studio as well. We have a teacher, very experienced teacher, a maths coordinator who will be joining with us at the studio, and we are maintaining social distancing as well. So, our topic is online teaching and learning. ATN Bangla UK's program. Today we are broadcasting live 779 Sky Channel. We are on Facebook and also on YouTube. Our website www.atnbanglauk.tv. Please do share our program on Facebook. আমাদের আজকের প্রোগ্রাম ব্রডকাস্ট হচ্ছে 779 আমরা ফেসবুক এবং ইউটিউবে আমাদের ওয়েবসাইটও যাচ্ছে, আপনারা শেয়ার করবেন। তো আসুন পরিচিত হই আমার স্টুডিওর আমাদের যে গেস্ট রয়েছেন ওনার সাথে। মাহবুব হুসেন, an experienced teacher in a primary school and maths coordinator. আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম।
কেমন আছেন মাহবুব ভাই?
খুবই ভালো আছি। Thank you very much for inviting me on this special show that I never thought that I have to discuss about something absolutely out of my mind, that is online learning. Because of the circumstance that is as a front line for everybody, as a teaching online and other things. But we can discuss so many things, so we can in advance or previously so many topics.
Absolutely.
But never think of that end up with something that absolutely new, that online learning.
Yes. And also for us, it's a great experience. Since last whole 1 year, we have been learning and teaching as well.
But we are not ready for that. We never thought of
Absolutely.
that. We need to end up with a circumstance that we make our learning and teaching like online instead of a classroom.
Absolutely. Welcome to Education Hour. You have been a regular guest in our program, but this time, obviously, we are maintaining distance and we'll be talking about online teaching and learning. Thank you. And also, with us, 3 fantastic students. They will be joining us now live. Hawa Ahmed. Hawa Ahmed, assalamu alaikum and good evening.
Wa alaikum salam.
How are you today?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Only fine. I'm fine, thank you. Only fine? Not excellent, not very good?
I'm very good and
Very good.
excited.
Like to hear, very good. And I can see, after all the learning, whole day today, you are sitting virtually with us and talking. So welcome to Education Hour.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, we have another guest who will be joining now live. Ryan Chaudhry. Ryan Chaudhry, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you today?
I am okay and I'm feeling really excited for this.
I can see you're excited, but you are saying okay. I usually would like to see people are saying excellent or very good. But you are saying okay, that means, what do you think?
I'm very good.
Very good. Nice. I like to hear that. But you are looking very smart, I can see, and looking fantastic. Welcome to Education Hour.
Thank you.
Welcome. And my third guest, virtually, who is joining now, Shara Ahmed, another student. Assalamu alaikum, Shara. I can't hear you properly. Can I request technical team, is there any problem? Shara, I can't hear. I can see you very clearly, looking very nice. and I can't hear you as you're speaking. Shara, assalamu alaikum. Okay, there is a problem slightly maybe on your device. Whether you muted that one, you can try. We will hear you definitely. There is no problem here, but maybe from your side, when you are joining via laptop, make sure you are not muted yourself. There is a button there. Maybe you can touch to see, or you can click. Maybe someone at home can help. Is that okay, Shara? Yes. Can you try it out, because or your device that anything you are using, I can't hear properly. Thank you, Shara. Right, Mahbub Hussain, online teaching and learning. We will talk about this. Priya Darshok, our program today, online teaching and learning. Before we go to our discussion, would like to say something quite serious. It's about this particular person. Our condolences to Sir Captain Tom, who passed, Tom Moore. Thank you very much, who passed away today. 100 years old, this person who is a hero, national hero, and a great inspiration for all of us, for those young students that are joining us today, for all of them as well, all the students and from all of us. We are showing our condolences.
And he raised £33 million for the NHS.
And with the extra plus funding, 39 millions.
39 million.
Yes, so 39 million pounds for NHS during this COVID period. So this is a great thing he did. Sadly, he passed away. Our thoughts and prayers for him. Thank you very much. Priya Darshok, we will talk about our topic now. Online teaching and learning, Amra Mahbub Hussain, we are doing now. So, Amra, online teaching and learning jodi amra boli, aaj theke 6 মাস আগে আমরা ইউজ টু ছিলাম না। এখন ফ্রম ইয়োর এক্সপিরিয়েন্স এই টিচিংটা, অনলাইন টিচিংটা কেমন যাচ্ছে আপনার এক্সপিরিয়েন্স, জাস্ট টু শেয়ার উইথ আস প্লিজ।
Before I share the experience, if I just say in one sentence that the COVID-19 pandemic disrupted millions of life, and end up with that in one way force the educations and the schools to shut down, to reduce the virus to spread and save the children's lives. And then certainly we, the schools authority and local authority, even the government, encouraged to find alternative way to teach the children, because education is the paramount for the children. We cannot stop and keep it away for a long time.
Absolutely.
It's a few days gap is fine, but for uncertainty is possible. It's not a good idea, and not is realistic that to stop children's learning. So then schools found alternative way, that is online. No one is ready for that, but the circumstance is push forward to find an alternative way, teaching online, although is it not as effective as a classroom face-to-face teaching.
Definitely not.
And personally, I believe it will not replace that online learning to replace the face-to-face teaching in classroom.
And all of us, we need to understand that.
Absolutely. There are many things, but the teachers, that parents, even the children's, all the students, trying their best to adjust the circumstance and try their learning in an effective way as much as possible with this circumstance. From my experience, if I say go back to the first lockdown to compare to the today's one, that even I was not confident to start the lesson in online. E-learning or remote learning, even I don't think of that I have to do that. I never planning for that. But now, much better and confidence than I was at the beginning in the first lockdown. And the children are now getting the resources like enough laptops that they can get, is because it is what at the beginning was one of the biggest problem: lack of resources, lack of devices, and this is now coming up is more than enough, at least for household, at least one, or even if some household got more than one, so they can share it.
If they have siblings, more siblings then?
That is still is a problem when the siblings are more than one, or maybe 3 or 4 or 5, not getting 4 or 5 laptop in one household. But at least now I can.
At least they have got at least one,
at least once. But it is still is getting more. That giving the priority to provide more resources for the children so that they can settle down in the at a home to make their learning more effective.
Can I come back to you after talking to some children? Yeah, I'll come back to you about this. Hawa Ahmed, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Hawa. Now we are talking about online teaching and learning. So tell me something you are enjoying through this online teaching. I know you are doing online live teaching and you are getting input from your own class teacher. So tell us about the subject you are learning and tell us about something you are enjoying.
So the thing that I'm enjoying is that I can learn things, new things, and I can see my classmates and my teachers. And right now, the topic that we're learning about is English, our mythical creatures.
Okay. And when you are saying you can see your teacher, so can you see your teacher online and your other classmates online? Can you see them?
Yes, I can
Yes.
see, like, yeah.
Okay, when you
I
see
can.
them, obviously you can talk to them and send any messages as well. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me about what do you do online first with your teacher? What do you do?
So our teacher, she goes through the whole timetable, what we're going to do through the day. She talks about the assignment we're going to do. For example, if we're going to do English, she'll talk about English. And then after we do English, sometimes we do the assignment that we're going to do after English, or she goes through maths.
So I can see that point. Thank you very much. So are you catching up all the work? I mean, as your teacher is directing you, as you mentioned about math, mentioned about English.
Yeah, I can hear it properly, and I know I can catch up with her.
Thank you very much. We will talk more as well. Can I come to Ryan Chaudhary? Ryan, tell me about your experience. How are you finding your online learning from school?
I find the online learning great because I like learning, and without online learning, I wouldn't be able to learn anything new.
That's a very good point. You said that. But can you see the difference between online teaching, online learning, and face-to-face learning in school? Can you see the difference?
I can see the difference because it's not as effective as face-to-face.
That's good.
Definitely, as the teacher already mentioned about this. So tell me about your day. Say, for example, what time do you start your online learning from your teacher, and what do you do?
So I start doing my morning maths, which is our morning assignment. Then once I finish that, I either do reading or English. And it depends of if reading is there or if English is there. So after my morning maths, I do the assignments I have to do. And then at 10 o'clock, we have our meeting.
So do you have any class routine, like timetable like that? Like as you mentioned, first thing and then next 10 o'clock. Do you have a routine like this throughout the whole day?
We have a similar routine. So we do our morning assignments. Then at 10 o'clock, we have the meeting. Phoebe, she explains
I mean,
our...
obviously, you don't have to mention anybody's name. You can just carry on talking about your teacher. Probably people don't know who is this person. Carry on talking.
So our teacher explains our work, and then once the meeting finishes, we do more of our assignments. Then at 1 o'clock, we have another meeting, and then she assigns 2 more assignments, and then once we do that, then we're finished.
This is fantastic what he said. I can understand now. At 10 o'clock you join live teaching, live learning from your teacher, and then one session there, and they give you some tasks. You carry on doing this, and at 1 o'clock you join again with your teacher, and also you carry on with your learning. So I can see 2 live sessions going on, and you are learning, and your teacher is directing you, and you are taking input from there. So this is very good. Thank you very much for sharing your learning. We'll talk more about this. We'll go to Shara Ahmed. Shara, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, fantastic. I can see. Very clear. And you are looking great too. Shara, tell me about your experience. How a day, say for example, every day, what you are learning and how you are learning. You can tell me your experience, what you have been doing in school or at home.
So at first, we would have to do our morning maths,
Yes?
and most of us would do all of the instructions and stuff like that. Then at 10 o'clock, we have a meeting, a live meeting. Our teacher would have to explain what we'd have to do, what other assignments, for example, English. I had to do mythical creatures. We would have to write about that. And then when we're finished that, we will do maths and our English, and then that's kind of our day.
So this is great. Are you enjoying your learning? I know it's online. Are you enjoying your learning?
Yeah, but not as much as we did before, because we used to see people virtually, and we could see them anywhere around, our friends. But it's online, so not really
I can see the point.
Virtual.
We will talk about obviously real life teaching and learning face to face with your teacher, with other friends and classmates in school. This is something different than what you are doing now. I can see you already admitted this difference. Obviously we'll talk about that, and some issues we'll talk about, and something obviously you're enjoying, we'll talk about that as well. And later on maybe you can give some good tips, 3 of you, as well as something I would like to ask you 3 to share with us, something you'd like to share. And other thing, can I just let you know, 3 of you, this particular week is Children's Mental Health and Well-Being Week. So Well-Being Week. So something probably you're doing in your school, you might share maybe some posters, some books, or anything you'd like to share later. We'll come back to you. So thank you to 3 of you. Mahbub Hussain, age 3 students, they talk very nicely, eloquently about their learning. I can see they have sessions in the morning, in the afternoon, and they're learning from their teachers. However, they admitted online teaching and online learning is not as good is not same as face-to-face.
Same as
I can
classroom.
see that. So what is your sort of thoughts about what they have mentioned?
No, that is right, 100% right. That also I, at the beginnings, start with that classrooms teaching will not be replaced by anything else. But for the circumstance that we have to do it, and every person that are involved in education or learning or teaching, everyone trying their best with the limited resource from the beginning. And like the one that you said just now, well-being, it's one way social isolation. That is one big issue for the children, because they are missing their friends, they're missing so many things, they're missing their, PE, is not possible to do it in a virtual way. If I just ask anybody to do that in PE at home, home circumstance and home environment completely different from one to another.
Yes.
It will not be exactly the same as the classroom. So there are many obstacles in terms of effective teaching and learning.
Yes.
But however, that with this limited, all these things that are facing the problems, we are trying our best to give this to the children, to deliver a lesson so they can learn something. They will not completely off the track. So that is the main things. But now, for one thing, for the assessment, I'll take it.
Maybe
say this one is later.
So we have to go to break. After the break, we will come and talk about the assessment and other things as well. Priya Darshak, we are talking about online teaching and learning. We have to go to a short break. We'll be back soon. Thank you very much. প্রিয় দর্শক, বিরতির পর আবার এডুকেশন আওয়ারে আমরা কথা বলছি আমাদের আজকের টপিক অনলাইন টিচিং অ্যান্ড লার্নিং. So our topic is today online teaching and learning. So we have been discussing with three students, very young students. They join us virtually through video links, and they are talking about their learning. How are they learning? And there are many good things they discussed about what they have been doing each day, and great to listen from our students. However, this is not face-to-face learning, but still they are trying to do their best. And also we have a guest in the studio, Mahbub Hussain, who is an experienced teacher, maths coordinator, maths teacher for many years. So he has joined us as well in the studio. And those who are watching our program tonight, if you have any questions, any comments, or would like to share any of your thoughts, make sure you make phone call or email. You can email us as well. Our program, it is broadcasting live on ATN Bangla UK Sky Channel 779. We are also on Facebook and YouTube. Our website is www.atnbanglauk.tv. Please do share our program. Mahbub Hussain, so welcome back. আমরা তো সুন্দর কথা বলছিলাম, আমি আপনার কাছে আসবো আপনার সুন্দর বিষয় নিয়ে। কিছু বিষয় আমি এই যে কোভিডের সময় আমরা অ্যাসেসমেন্টটা কীরকম যাচ্ছে, slightly we'll touch on that. Also we talk about discipline. How can you maintain it at home, and self-motivation, motivating yourself at home, and pace, and how can you maintain with daily life, and we'll talk more. So we'll go to students first and come back to you. So welcome back Hawa Ahmed and Ryan Chaudhry and Shaura Ahmed. Now we finish our first segment. Now we are in the second segment. You will be staying with us this segment, and we'll have another short break and then another segment afterwards. So 2 more segments to go, including this one. So Hawa Ahmed, I know you mentioned about your teaching and your learning online. So can you tell us something you are missing and something you are not very happy with, or you are frustrated about your learning? Oh, come on, I can't do that because I'm something. Can you highlight or can you mention to us something you're not very happy with?
The thing that I'm not very happy is that I can't do like school assemblies or class PE. I don't see my friends and I'm missing them.
I can see, class assemblies, school assemblies are very important. Definitely, all of you are together.
Although the head teachers, many head teachers are trying to have the assembly virtually, but still
Why am I
it's not effective that way in school's environment.
Absolutely, because you are sharing maybe a performance, maybe a drama, or you can't do that online. Obviously, it is very difficult. So Hawa is right to mention that something she's missing. She's very good to mention about assembly, exactly. And also missing the teachers and classmates. And P, she probably mentioned
and
P.
She said also P.
P you do as a class, as a whole school, and also playground might be, isn't it? Hawa. Okay, so anything you think you are thinking of, hang on, at least at home I can do something, so fulfill. Say P, do you do, say at home, can you go out to do a bit of P and running around, can you do that?
Well, me and my family, we can go out, but we can't like go to people's house, or we can't meet because it's locked down.
I can see the point. Earlier we mentioned about Children's Mental Health Week, and this particular week is very important. We are thinking about the well-being. So what have you been doing and learning? Would you like to share something about the well-being, as we are celebrating this particular week?
Well, I made a poster about Wellbeing Week.
Right. Would you like to share this with us? You can hold it a bit high up. I can see. Beautiful. Okay. Yes. Well-being. Wow. Beautiful. Lovely. Can you explain to us then what is it then? Can you explain?
So it's a poster about 5 things you can do while you're at home. So the first thing is you can connect. So you can do Zoom or whatever device or whatever app you have to video call people or your relatives or people you really miss. You can be patient because And one day everything will be. One day we can come back to school and you can see everyone. Stay healthy by doing exercise and have lots of fruits and vegetables. And think positive because everything will be okay. And some activities you can do, you can with your family. You can play badminton. You can dance with them. You can maybe watch TV. You can bake if your family lets you. And yeah, you can also, if you go out to do shopping, make sure you stay safe. So wear masks, wash your hands, and do social distancing.
Wow. I mean, you are great. What would you like to say something? I'm asking this teacher. Fantastic, isn't it?
No, it is absolutely, because of the well-being is one of the biggest things that we need to not only celebrate in a practice.
Yes.
So she doing the posters or a leaflet that would be sharing with us, and many children can see that and listen.
Yes.
Whatever they are not even thinking, that can take one or two
examples
to practice at home.
Yes, and she mentioned about good food and
eating
habit.
Important. Yes. Your diet habit can be improved as well.
Yes.
It's whenever, because of the one thing is very important. So child is sitting in front of a screen for a long time.
A long time, yes.
Yeah, okay. And that is only one of the disadvantages. One of the disadvantages. There are many disadvantages, but this is one of the things that is taken into account, but we can't do anything else. If I say a child is going out of the laptop or out of the space.
Your mic is probably just, yeah, please, thank you. Yeah.
Then is a big problem.
A little bit higher, please, will be good. Yeah.
So that is one thing that we can share it later.
Okay. Now, Hawa, can you hear me now? Yes.
Yeah.
Now, something you shared with us, fantastic, very colorful, the theme, and because this particular week we are celebrating well-being and mental health week, and this is really, really good, particularly for COVID-19 period. We are at home doing online learning, online teaching, and most people, except their work, maybe essential work, they are staying at home with their parents and with their parents and guardians as well. So something from this, your tips, they will be benefited definitely. So would you like to say anything else about mental health and well-being week, Hawa?
So a tip is that I think you should just stay home and stay calm, and just, if you can, just do whatever you want, but it has to be at home, because one day we can go back to school and everything will be okay.
This is great. Your message is so powerful and great. Thank you very much. We'll talk more. Don't go away. Stay. Ryan Chowdhury. Okay, now, I know I will ask you same question. Something you certainly you enjoy, but something you are not very happy with. Something you are really missing a grade, and maybe you're frustrated. Can you tell us about this?
Like how I've said, we can't get to see our friends, and also the teacher can't physically help us with our work.
Okay, what about like Sarah mentioned about assemblies, music, PE session together as a whole class? What about those?
Those things I miss as well, because first of all, assemblies you class and PE, for example, you can't do with one person.
Okay. Now, I just talked to Hawa about mental health and well-being week as she shared a poster. So would you like to share something about well-being and mental health?
So our teacher assigned us a well-being one, and we made a times table flower.
Right. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
So we choose a times table and write it up 1 to 12, and then write the answers on top of that number.
Okay. What is a 1 to 12? Is like your, where you are, or can you explain a little bit more about this? I try to understand.
So like in times table, it goes up to 12. So we start from 1 and then go up to 12.
Ah, so 12 kind of highest timetable, isn't it? Next to me is sitting, he's a maths person, maths teachers. Are you good in maths?
I'm very good in maths. because
Wow,
of,
I can go on.
because of
one questions.
One question, if the teacher wants to, would you like to put him on the spot then?
No, the question is if when he doing the online learning in maths, if he has any problems or any particular questions can't solve it, because one question is not for everybody.
Right.
So maybe he got a different questions.
Yeah.
How the teacher address this particular question to solve it.
So have you heard that? When you have a question and you can't solve it, what do you do basically?
How do you go back?
How do you go back to your teacher or give your opinion about this? You are finding it difficult to solve.
I haven't really come across that, but if I do, then I will tell my teacher virtually that I need help with it.
And do you have a chance to send a message to the teacher to say, rather than talking, maybe teacher is busy with 30, 40 children, students. So would you be able to send a message like, yes, hello teacher, I'm finding it very difficult. Can you tell me, or whatever. Can you say that?
So on Teams, she made us a very own channel where we can ask for help and send in our work.
All right. So through the channel you can ask question. Can you?
Yeah.
Yes, that's very good, Ryan. Would you like to ask anything to Ryan?
No, that is one thing that I need to discuss about that. It's part of the assessment.
Assessment.
Because online, when we are teaching, that is one of the biggest problems or lack of the assessment is very limited.
Limited, that's it.
The assessment is limited because when we do in the classroom teaching, we do assessment nearly more than 80% on, that means in the spot. That is called is instant or regular or informal assessment.
Yes.
Asking the questions, taking the feedback, or then it's help the teachers to follow up the lesson for the next one. To set up and or address any kind of misconception or the children's lack of understanding. So then you can revisit or maybe that set up your new lessons to address all these problems that facing the children when you deliver the lesson. But that is one thing is not possible to take all assessment, that formal assessment from the 30 or 35 children. Some children are sending
some children
email.
they can do.
We have the classroom email set up. So any problem for the class, like giving an example, class 5. So class 5, we set up one email address for the class 5 teachers. So children's having any problems, they're sending this to email or chatting with this one. But email is we address that email, we respond the emails not instantly, later.
Oh, that's very good. Ryan, have you heard that? And three of you, have you heard the teacher mentioned about the assessment? Because in school, the teachers or member of staff in school, they have to assess you for your learning. Where are you working in maths? Do you need extra support? Do you need any more challenges? But online is a bit difficult to do the assessment as the teachers used to do in school, and definitely is a different process.
And
now.
It will not be more accurate.
And it will not be accurate. So as you can see, Ryan, Hawa, and Shara. Shara, can I come to you now? Shara, now tell us about something you are really frustrated with this online teaching maybe, or something you feel like, oh come on, I want to go and meet my friends and have 30, 40 children together and playing in the playground, 300 students together, and want to do PE, assembly, everything, music lessons, everything together. So are you frustrated about anything, or you are missing something? I can't hear you again. Something happened. Yeah. Go on, Shara. I can't hear, Shara. You unmuted yourself.
I'm frustrated about a lot of things.
Yes.
Like PE, we can't do that.
Anything
Stuff
else?
like assembly, we do it all together.
Yes.
Our mind doesn't grow and develop.
Yes.
But when we're online, or when we're not online, it does grow, it does develop, and stuff like that we can do.
Yes.
But we can't really do it online. It wouldn't really like that. Unless you're like with the person, you could see the person, and yeah.
I can see that. Now, I would ask you the same question, because this week particularly we are celebrating Well-Being Week or Mental Health Week for the children. So, would you like to mention anything about that? I mean, how can you keep yourself happy and in a good mood? Anything, good you can do for yourself? Can you mention something, Shara?
Oh, what I like doing that makes me happy is about like drawing what you've missed and stuff that you've been wanting or something. I would like drawing it. That's the best way I show my express.
This is very good.
Missing friend, yeah.
Three of you, I have to ask you which year you are in. I haven't asked that. So can I ask Shara, which year are you in this year?
I'm in year 4.
You're in year 4. What about Ryan? Ryan, which year are you in?
I'm in year 4.
Year 4 too. What about Hawa?
I'm in year 5.
Year 5. So you are in primary school, year 5, year 4. So three of you, I mean, I must say, fantastic. You are talking about so many things, so many good things about online learning. At the same time, something obviously you are frustrated with, and you are sharing this well-being and mental health week stuff to us as well. And definitely people will be benefited from your input. And students, parents and guardians, they are watching program tonight. Definitely they will know from you that something you are enjoying and something maybe you are not enjoying that much. Would you like to ask any of you any question to the teacher sitting next to me? Any question?
Do you FaceTime your students?
Do you FaceTime your student like online?
We do.
We do. So how do you do that?
FaceTimes, when we do, that is particularly mostly when is any personalized questions. Yeah. So then is when I take out the email for 4 or 3 or 5 email, particularly maths problems, that need to be addressed in persons, is better than to do FaceTimes.
Okay.
That is I do.
I do.
Yeah. But maybe other teachers do different ways.
way.
But I do this way because I feel that is because it's missing so many things there are. Now one problem if I do FaceTime and explain very clearly, and this response find is really, really useful.
Useful. With a small group, one-to-one, rather than 30, 40 children, live teaching. This is very good. So your question is answered.
But not in the teaching times, because when I have the email or any chatting that I just note this one, and I go back next time, so when it's a class of the class, of virtual teaching, then I just face-to-face this one for the one. It's quite good.
That's very good. So this is a kind of like one of assessing
yes,
students as well.
Not real, but still is much better than in as a whole group.
Absolutely. Ryan, do you have any question to the teacher? Or don't have to, you can ask at the, last segment. Last segment, you can think. Last segment, I will ask you.
But I want to say 3 of them something.
Okay, can I come back to you? Shara, do you have any question to the teacher?
Is there anything you like to do when you can't really see anyone there, or you're missing something, or something to draw, or anything like that?
That's very good question. Something you are missing out, something you would like to do personally, like
Yes, personally missing many things, but because of the limited things that you can do virtually, so we sometimes ignore this because of the facility, because of the limitations. Then some, when we log in and then is registered, some found like this one, registered is on, after a few minutes it look like 1 or 2 is gone.
Then disappear.
It disappears. Then is when it disappears, then personally the other person that is, I mean, teaching assistant, to make a telephone call, and also maybe I need to make a telephone call. Then sometimes parents are
busy doing something, maybe.
Mostly they're taking positively, but I face some parents are taking negatively because they are busy. They're also working, working from home.
Yes.
Then they are getting 1 or 3 telephone call at the same times because they got 3, 4, 5 children in the same.
Absolutely.
So that is one thing is really good question, but it's facing problem.
Shara, the teacher said sometimes some students, they go offline. They don't want to join me, but they joined in, they go out.
They registered, then out.
They're registered, they go out, off screen. So when they go off screen, obviously teacher is saying, teacher or other teaching staff, they make phone call at home, say to mom and dad, hello mom and dad, your child is offline now, can you ask your child to join? Because I can see he or she joined in and then just, got out. So this is very good question you ask. So 3 of you stay with us during the last segment. We'll go in few minutes time, we'll go to a short break, and after the break I would like to ask you this thing. You'll give some good tips to the student, those that are watching program, and anything else you'd like to share, anything, any book, any work. Ryan and Shara, would you like to share anything? Maybe you can think about this, and anything finally you can give us good tips. So you stay with us. Thank you very much. Mahbub Hussain. So amra kotha bollam, we have been talking, and these 3 children are fantastic. They are great. What about, we have got a couple of minutes, 3 minutes before the break. 2 minutes. Self-motivation. Self-motivation, how can you do that? Like, sometimes people can get really tired, exhausted.
Yes, this is one thing is really problem, because when you are inspired children by saying good things, even for little success face to face, it's so effective. But when it's online, you saying something in a common way, it's look like that no one is responding or no one is taking your good word in a positive way. And self-motivated is not really effective way to do it online.
Okay.
That is one thing is a problem as well. Because self-motivated for the children and also communication skill is not there, is missing somewhere. Is lack of that.
Okay.
Yeah, lack of that. And one thing I need to say
I will just ask, maybe we'll come back to this point, as well as we'll talk a couple of things in the last segment. Sorry about this. Priya Darshak, we are talking about online teaching and learning, and we have to go to a short break. After the break, we'll be back soon. প্রিয় দর্শক, বিরতির পর আবার এডুকেশন আওয়ারে আমরা কথা বলছি আমাদের আজকের টপিক অনলাইন টিচিং অ্যান্ড লার্নিং। So our topic is today online teaching and learning. We have been talking to 3 students, primary school students, and they are talking about their learning online. They're talking about some advantages, disadvantages, both things, something they're enjoying, something they're a little bit frustrated with, or something they're missing out. So they have been telling us, but there are many, many good things. And also these 3 students, they are very enthusiastic, brilliant, and they have been sharing so many good things. They talked about mental health and well-being as well, because we are celebrating mental health and well-being week this week, particularly in this country. And also we have a teacher, experienced teacher, Mahbub Hussain, who has been our regular guest, but today he joined us, and we are maintaining social distancing here, and he's a maths coordinator, very experienced teacher, and he has been talking about so many things, aspects of education online. So our program, we are broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, and our website www.atnbanglauk.tv, and also Sky Channel 779. Please do share our program. Mahbub Hussain, welcome back. So I will just tell our students whether they are there. Hawa Ahmed, welcome back.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is the last segment. We will be talking about our final thoughts, as well as maybe some good tips, something we are looking forward to for the future. And maybe I can ask you about your aspiration. What would you like to do in the future in a minute? And Shara Ahmed, I'll come to you as well, and Ryan. So 3 of you will be talking about some good tips, your future plan, and something you're looking forward to. So think about that. We'll come back to you. Anything else you'd like to share? Yes, you will. Okay, Mahbub Hussain. So we start talking about self-motivation. Maybe you can go back to self-motivation and discipline. Maybe how can you maintain at home when sometimes a parent has 3, 4, 5 children. They have few siblings, and they are different year groups. Even small one, maybe nursery, year 1, year 5, year 6, and in a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom apartment or house. It's very difficult, isn't
that
it?
Is really, I feel myself is very sorry for the parents, those that are even working. Because there are many parents, they're working from home. At the same time, their children are online learning. So one way is remote learning, then parallel teachers, parents are busy with their own job as well. So that is one is very big problem for the teachers and for the parents
as well, guardians, whoever, yeah.
To communicate, because the parental communication is very important to success,
yes.
one of the part of the educations. And then sometimes what happen when you are online teaching, then one that I mentioned, that sometimes the children, because you cannot control everything the way you control your classroom in a practical situations.
Yes.
But online you cannot practically, you have no, yes, you
no
can
control
say
over, no
someone
control
is
over.
missing, or he is gone, so he's not sitting properly.
So
he is not talking, don't talk, and don't touch this one. Can you leave your device a bit further?
Yes.
That sort of things, we can say that, but it is disruptive. So that is one thing that not is really effective to maintain a discipline as a classroom, that the way we do online. And parents on the other side, they are busy. If you make a call to them, I'm talking about not every parents, I'm talking particularly the parents that who are working at home. So when you make a call, they are not there to receive your call, because they are on there, because if they receive the call, then they are getting a gap from their own work. So that is can be that you need to respond to themselves as well. So mom, maybe another baby is there. So baby is feeding. So that is the baby. That is the big problem. For the parents.
Yes, and I can understand. I can understand as a,
Classroom, classroom environment cannot make this environment bedroom, or in your sitting room, even on your kitchen or your sitting room, will not be the classroom.
Yes, absolutely.
And
You can't make it in the sitting room, definitely.
No. Also another problem, if you have more than one child at home and you don't have enough space, not enough bedroom, not enough room, so that is another problem. Sometimes it look like that, yes, 4 child is sitting there, and the next to his 8 children, his brother is sitting there. So there is communication then, and it's reflected.
And the noise
it's
level.
Echo back.
And what about the noise level? Yes.
Is echo. So that is, if I say, oh, you move your brother to move from another place, there is no place to move on.
Okay. Hawa Ahmed. Hello, can you hear me now? Yes. Hawa.
Yes.
So, something I know you are looking forward to. Maybe in July or in June, the school is going to open, hopefully in March. And you are going to meet your friends, whole school, and your teacher as well. So, something you are looking forward to. Can you tell us something really?
Something that I'm looking forward to is I can see my class. We can do class school assemblies or music lessons, because video, if you have to press a link, it's hard to access it. Or we can do PE as a whole class instead of doing it with your family with only like one person.
Yes, I can see that. Would you like to share anything with us, like any books or anything else? Would you like to share? I know you shared this fantastic poster. Would you like to share anything else? Any book? Anything?
I wrote a story of the river. I'm not sure if you can see it.
Yes, I can see it. Would you like to read? Why not you read? Sorry, a little bit of your story. Is it a part of geography? Am I right?
Yes.
Yes. So why don't you share with us, please?
The story of a river. Rivers are homes for a whole amount of different animals, plants, etc. But where do rivers start? Many rivers start high up on hills or mountains. This is where the source is found. There are a few different types of sources. It can be a lake, rainfall, bog, or a spring. A spring is where water is released from under the ground. The same thing happens whatever the source. Water from the source rolls down a hill, forming a small stream. Then another source joins the stream to make a bigger stream. This is now called a river. The flow of the river slows down, twisting, making a meander. Then the meander leads and joins the ocean. Sometimes floods happen, but the floods are good for the floodplains as the crops can grow more.
Right. Fantastic. You talked about the parts of the river, how the river starts, source to the sea. Well done. This is a very good part of geography. And I can see you have explained something, a good part of learning, isn't it? Thank you, Hawa. Thank you very much.
Also,
God.
Also, our teacher, we had an assignment about ancient Greek temples, and this is my one that I made.
Wow, can you show us? Yes. This is like a Greek temple. Yeah, I can see that. Hold it again. Yes. Wow. Hold it for a few seconds. Wow, looking very nice. So you're doing some DT work as well.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Well done, Hawa. We can give a big clap. Come on.
Very simple results that you
Come on, Hawa. As well as Shara and Rayhan. Give a big round of applause. Thank you. Excellent. We are really happy. Online, but still you have shared your learning, your river story, as well as Greek temple. Wow. Superb. Thank you. Now, Shara, what are you looking forward to? Just in the near future, I'm talking about. In say 2-3 months' time, the school might be opening. Hopefully, our Prime Minister said 8th of March. So something you are going to do when the school will open, maybe something you really want to do.
Well, what most of us need, well, my class, like a lot of people like playing, we need some energy, we need fresh air because we've never been out for a very long time. So imagine you not being out for a year. It's very hard to even imagine it. So it would be easier if you would get out, have fresh air, and then do what all the learning we need to do, and stuff like that.
Great. And would you like to share anything, or would you like to tell anything else about your learning? Because what Howard did, Howard shared a couple of things. If you would like to share, it would be good. Any books you would like to show us, or any story or anything?
I've not actually brought one in.
Okay, can I ask you a question, Shara? Do you think reading is very important in school?
Well, it depends on what book you read. If it's challenging for you, then obviously, yeah. But if you're not reading the stuff that you're not,
Okay, so what type of reading do you do in your school? What type of reading do you do? Tell us.
So I've actually got a book here.
Right? What is this?
Yeah,
Can you tell us then?
It's
a huge, big book for a year 4 child.
Sorry?
Can you name your book, please? What is the name of the book?
Oh, the Turbo Tape.
Right. So briefly, can you tell us what is it about?
So it's about this girl. Her name's Amy, and she really loves cars. Well, she's actually on a ride before, but she went too fast and she broke her leg, very sadly. And she needed a wheelchair. And her friend, I forgot his name, but his friend, her friend, he's made invention with his dad, and he's decided to make Amy a wheelchair, but a car wheelchair, and she's been designing it and stuff like that with her friends, but her mom wouldn't let her use it. So she would have to go and use the wheelchair with everyone else. It has wings and it could turn into something, yeah. And she would have to run away from her mom and dad and their other parents for them to join us for their first ride. And I've never read the other bit.
Okay, so this is very good. So as you can see, and you have got great interest in reading, isn't it? And I know you haven't read the other bit. Maybe when you finish it, you will be really telling the whole thing. Maybe, share with your friends as well. So we can give a big round of applause as well. Come on, something you shared. That's a great learning. Thank you. Ryan, so something you are looking forward to in the future, in a month's time or 2 months' time. And if you'd like to share anything, please do.
The thing I'm looking forward to is seeing my friends again, being able to do assemblies, PE, music, and just being able to go outside and play with my friends.
Play with their friends.
Right. This is so. Can you tell us what are your hobbies? What would you like to do? Your hobbies? Any interest?
My hobbies are playing sports, so whenever we have the chance in the future, I would always take that time to play some sport.
Okay. So would you like to share something with us? Any story, any book, or anything from your learning?
I have a few tips.
Go on, give us tips.
So during this pandemic, you should pray to Allah, eat healthy food, exercise, check on your family, and read the Quran.
Wow, fantastic. We can give you a big round of applause for your fantastic tip.
That tip's not only for him, not for only for particulars, for the whole human
being, and for all of us. That's very good. The teacher is saying that. So well done, Ryan. We will come back to you for final tips as well. Just stay with us for a few minutes. Mahbub Hussain. Now we are coming towards the end of the program, maybe 10 minutes to go. So few things we can talk about, something we haven't covered. Maybe we can go back to talk to how, I mean, I know 8th of March, the government is saying we probably hopefully will come back again as a whole school. But my question is, when government tries to open the school, people say, no, don't open. When the government tries to close the school, they say, no, 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 open it now. So there are some kind of misunderstanding among, I think, authorities, well, up to the government, as well as the public and some politicians. But again, if they vaccinate all of us, hopefully, we will feel confident, isn't it?
That is contradict, because sometimes, as you said, that when is the parents who want to close the schools, and then government don't want, then government close the schools, then parents or other educated persons or teachers or children coming that requested, or maybe forced to the government to open the schools. That is really is opposite. And now is vaccinated, that is so far scientific explanation or scientific findings, that vaccination is not 100% that is against vaccinated for the all kind of variant.
Okay.
Because sometimes like
there's a limitation.
Variant, yeah,
there's a limitation.
New variant is from South Africa. We will not know that is vaccinated is against that is 100%
particular variant. Yes.
That is one thing. But still vaccination is one
important
thing that we can think of our mental and moral things will go up when every person is vaccinated, because the moral thing is one of the best things for yourself. One, you are strong yourself, that you can think that yes, maybe I'm safe. When you are weak in your mind or everything, that you are taking the risk yourself.
Yes.
And when his government is asking that, announce that, or maybe 8th of March, but they will give at least 2 weeks 2 weeks
announcement
to get the preparation for the schools to open.
Risk assessment and everything.
But there is another big question. So when is school are going to open? It will be open for 100% for every classes.
Yes.
So if it is every classes, then how the schools can maintain this one in terms of spreading and other things?
Yeah.
Even is all vaccinated.
Yes.
Because you are not 100% sure that vaccinated will be for the children as well. And because we know that the children can spread and can transmit as well. And that is one thing. Or can they maybe half and half in school, maybe 4 year group or 2 year group in the morning and 2 other year group in the afternoon, or maybe half a class in the morning, half a class in the afternoon? We don't know. Then also, is it instruction coming from the government for every school exactly the same instruction? Or maybe the school authority have the different, that means their own way to open the schools? Absolutely unknown.
Okay, Priya Darshak, we're coming towards the end of the program. We have got a few minutes to go, about 5 minutes to go. We have been talking about online teaching and learning. 3 students, they have been sharing lots of ideas. They are learning, online learning. And also some of their work they shared with us. This is great for us to share during this COVID-19 period. And obviously we are, I know parents and guardians, you are struggling to support your children, because in the house sometimes you have 3, 4, 5 children, and with this limited accommodation like 2, 3 bedrooms or maybe 4 bedrooms, whatever, everybody is busy doing their own tasks. It's very difficult. So your house became like a classroom or school, online school. So I can see you are doing your best, and obviously we need good mental health, and for our well-being and children's well-being, we need to really, all of us, we need to work hard together. Okay, Shara Ahmed, Shara, how are 3 of you? We are coming towards the end of the program. I would like to expect 3 of you to give some good tips. I know Ryan already gave good tips, but Hawa, if I ask you first, what type of tips would you like to give to the students, those are watching program tonight? Anything would you like to think about those students?
So a tip that I would give is try to go out for exercise and stay calm, because one day we will be able to go to school and we can see our friends and everything will go back to normal.
Excellent. What would you like to do in the future? In say 10, 15 years time, 5 years down the line? I know you are in year 5 now. In a year time or 2 years time, you'll be going to secondary schools. What is your aim and objective of your life? Ambition, can you tell us?
My aim is to be a teacher.
Right. And anything else would you like to do?
I would also want to pass my driving license so I can buy a car.
Excellent, excellent. Now, Ryan, I know you have given 2 or 3 tips. If you can give one more tip to people, students, those who are watching program tonight, and also would like to hear your aspiration and your aim for the future.
My aim for the future is to either become a lawyer or a doctor.
Right.
And I don't have a tip, but I have a question.
Go on, quickly, we have got just a couple of minutes to go.
For the teacher,
Yeah.
what is your favorite thing about online learning, if you have any?
Okay, remember that you have answered the online, what is their favorite thing. Shara, what would be your tip, just a good 1 or 2 tips, and what would you like to do in the future, your aim?
So, and positive, and just try not to worry too much and be healthy, exercise and stuff like that.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you very much for
And
Yes,
my aim is to, when I'm older, is to become an architect.
thank you very much. Make sure 3 of you say a big thank you to your parents. Thank you very much for joining okay, we have got only 30 seconds.
No, my favorite things is every week I set up a challenging maths question for the whole
Thank
year
you.
group. So
And
the next week will be the challenging questions for year 4.
Thank you. Okay, we have to stop here now. Thank you very much. Priya Darshok, our topic is online teaching and learning. আমাদের প্রোগ্রাম দেখার জন্য ধন্যবাদ। আগামী প্রোগ্রামের আমন্ত্রণ জানিয়ে আমরা বিদায় নিচ্ছি। ভালো থাকবেন, সুন্দর থাকবেন। আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
Okay.